Welcome to Quick Cooking Tips at the White County Public Library, sponsored by Floyd's Cash Saver. I'm Michael, and today we're going to be making stuffed portobello mushrooms. Okay, so for today's recipe, you're going to need, of course, your portobello mushrooms. You're going to need a green leafy vegetable. I have chosen some spinach. I have 3 peppers, yellow, red, and green, and a red onion. You're also going to need some seasoning. The easiest thing to do is to get some Italian seasoning in one bottle, but I didn't have that, so I've chosen some oregano, some rosemary, and some thyme. I'm just going to mix those together. You're going to need some salt, some minced garlic. You can also chop it if you want, but I'm taking the short route. You're going to want some mozzarella, and of course, olive oil. So let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to prepare our portobello mushrooms. So I like to go ahead and chop off the stems as close as you can. Get those off of there. Do not throw them away. We're going to use those in just a moment. Put them in this bowl here. Now, if you look at your portobello mushrooms, you see this interior. Those are the gills of the mushroom. We're going to remove those really gently with a spoon. And you do want to be gentle because these are very delicate. Okay, so we have removed all of the gills. You really want to get those getting good and clean as you can, because that's going to give it a kind of a muddy flavor if you don't. So now that we've removed the gills from the mushrooms, we're going to take a damp paper cloth and we're just going to go across the mushrooms, gently wipe it, get a little bit more of those gills, and do the same thing with the exterior of the mushroom. Okay, once you've cleaned your mushrooms, we're just going to take some olive oil and we're going to drizzle that onto our mushrooms. So once we've coated our mushrooms in olive oil and salted them, we're going to place them in an oven-safe skillet for approximately 14 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, or until they're tender. So while your oven is heating up, go ahead and grab those mushroom stems that you set aside, and you're going to want to finely chop them. Once you've done that, we're going to go ahead and add some olive oil to our skillet. Go ahead and add your mushroom stems to that. This is going to be what we use for our filling. Next, we're going to add the peppers. Okay. Now that we've done our peppers, we're going to take some spinach, chop it up as best you can. Finally, your chopped onions. And then you're going to want to add some seasoning. Just don't forget our garlic. Okay, so now we're going to put our filling on the stove eye. You don't want this to get too cooked down. You kind of want everything to stay nice and crispy. So just judge it as best you can. Okay, so here is our finished product. Something important to note is that when you pull out your mushrooms from the oven, once they're good and tender, could be 12 minutes, could be 14 minutes, keep an eye on it. But you're going to go ahead and add your topping. You're going to then add the mozzarella cheese onto the top of the topping, and you're going to put it back in the oven for about 3 or 4 minutes until that mozzarella is good and melted. But this is what we've got. It's delicious. I like to add a side of fettuccine alfredo to ours and a little grilled asparagus. So I think it's delicious. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you to Floyd's for sponsoring us, and we will see you next time.